Yo, what up? Crypto fam, Drip Coach fam. Doing another walk talk with you guys, this time from the streets of Medellín, Colombia. And I'll probably break this up, try to show you some other stuff throughout the video. Right now it's 6:45 in the morning, on my way to the gym. Like I mentioned in another video, I think it was my first one, I also put it in the chat or my Telegram, that there's like 1,400 smart fit locations across South and Central America. So where I'm staying, there's 4. This is the 4th one I haven't been to yet. So I'm decided to go check them all out. And the prices are unbelievable. I actually did the math. It's only $22 a month. So it's 89,000 Colombian pesos, which is about the same equivalent that the Cambodian real was. So 4,100 to the dollar. So that is super cheap. And if you can see around me, it's like literally a lot of nature. Now, I've never really been one to be like, oh, I'm gonna plan a vacation and go hike and go in the mountains. But I can appreciate them like I do understand the beauty of nature. And the more that I've gotten into doing stuff online, I do understand about grounding and negative energies and all this stuff like that. And being in an environment that supports your natural energies can be super beneficial for stress levels and whatnot. So I do have to say I like the fact that in the middle of the city, so in the middle of a concrete jungle, they have done an amazing job of keeping the plant life around. I guess you didn't have a choice. If you're in the mountains, you got to kind of build around it. You can't destroy all of it because it's all unlevel areas. There was actually last night when I was walking, I came across basically a river in like a small waterfall. So since, again, it's mountains, water is flowing obviously naturally down, and the city is built around these mountains. So like right now I'm walking, you can kind of see it, I'm walking downhill. So when I go back to my apartment after the gym, I'll be walking uphill. Buenos dias. And so that means the water just flows downhill. And there was like this little creek bed that was running through the city in like a little nature walk. I was like, that's pretty dope, man. So yeah, I'll show you guys some more clips, but definitely so far enjoying it. I haven't even been here a week yet, but I have to say I like it already better than I did Southeast Asia. Now there are some areas in Asia that are cheaper, like the housing is cheaper, but I kind of swap that with some of the more development and opportunities and stuff that are here in South America. And maybe I'm a bit biased because growing up in the US and growing up specifically in Texas, I've already been exposed to Spanish culture. And ironically, my first real girlfriend in my teens was Colombian. Fun fact, dated her and her sister. So there could be a subconscious bias I'm not aware of that's making me think Colombia is better. But I have also done a lot of travels around South America: Nicaragua, Brazil, Peru, Argentina, Panama, Costa Rica. So I think I've always had an affinity for South America. I just went to Southeast Asia. Nothing bad about it at all. Still love it either. But I believe this will at least be my next decade of relocation. All right, so I'll clip and show you guys the next section. All right, so this is one of the smart fit locations. So this is one of the ones I haven't been to yet. They give you access to these little massage chairs. It's free, but never been a big fan. Prefer a real massage. That's the front desk. So they all have kind of the same theme layout, but they're going to be all different sizes depending on the location you go to and where they're located. So this one is not inside of a shopping plaza. It's all on its own. It looks like it's more open to me. So you got a bunch of TRX, free weight, body calisthenics, squat racks, Smith machines, fixed dumbbells, leg press, hack squat. Those are fixed barbells, leg press again, free dumbbells, lockers, it looks like, glute machines. These are kind of like hammer strength in the US, cycling classes, even battle ropes. So for $22 to $23 a month, and again, I want to travel all around South America, this is dope to me. So like Airbnbs and gyms, and then safety. So like my top priorities when I'm looking at traveling is usually safety, good medical, just in case shit happens, and then proximity, like health and fitness activities. So I enjoy like spa, steam room, massage, all that stuff, and then nice gyms. So this is pretty badass to me. Going upstairs, and it looks like, wow, didn't even expect to see this. So another group class. Looks like it could be calisthenics style, yoga, whatever. Then a bunch of squat racks. So that is awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squat racks. This could be a class as well. I think this might actually be a group class. They do that. So yeah, not bad at all. Catch you in the next one. Here's another part of the city. This is El Poblado. This is more of the like tourist district. It's where a lot of the bars, clubs, discos, all that stuff. I'll show that later. It's where a lot of that is. But what's interesting about this, I'm like walking, it's probably a 7-minute walk. Over there is this like outdoor plaza, like 7 different eateries. Then over there is a supermarket and a pharmacy and a small outlet mall, Burger King, Domino's, and some local places for food. And then up here, you know, walk up the hill, there's apartments or houses over here, apartment complex here. But what's really interesting is literally right through the middle of the city, you have a natural waterfall. So remember, like I told you, this thing is built in a mountain, around the mountain, through the mountain, however you want to say that. So water just flows downhill naturally, and they've obviously built around it. So this is all like natural vegetation, and that's a natural waterfall, like just flows through the city. This even, it may not be the same one, but I saw one in a mall going around the outside of the mall. So they built the mall around this waterfall. And then there's like this little nature walk up here. I'm not going up there, but the point is, like, right in the middle of the city, you have plenty of nature around you. And then you also have the city life, you know, sky rises, sky cars, apartments, condos, stuff like that. So it's like, it's quite the mix of unique environments, I guess you could say. The only downside I would say that you'll probably have to just get used to is the hiking. So literally like walking uphill for a lot of places, depending on where you live. I'll be staying somewhere else in a couple days. Check out how that is. So I don't know if it's all completely hilly, or maybe there's some areas that are less elevation than others, but definitely the place I've been so far. You're going out on a daily hike, which the people get used to. I've seen young and old walking daily and even running. So that's definitely good for cardio, calisthenic kind of activities. So it's not a bad thing. This is the front of the building I'm in. Got two different entrances, and I think like 6 rooms. It's got since it's Airbnb, you get your own lock. I'll show you what the room looks like once I get there. All right, so this is the 1-bedroom. And there are a bunch of options on Airbnb, so like finding a location is not difficult at all. It just depends on how much you want to pay. So I just went with the 1-bedroom. This one right now is right at about $17 a night. So it's got a kind of a living room / kitchen. And I would say it's on the medium size of other ones that I've seen. There's definitely much, much larger. Bathroom, just sink, toilet, and stand-up shower. And then like this washroom. So this one doesn't have a washing machine. Other ones I looked at did, but this was just the first one I picked. And then the bedroom, and it does have closets and storage. The other ones, the washing machine is typically in the kitchen. That seems to be quite common. And also it's not common to have AC. And the temperature here though is actually comfortable. So like a single fan during the day is good. And then at night, the fan in the room is like plenty cool enough. I actually have to use a blanket on the bed. And across, it's not open right now, but that's a really decent sized apartment. I think it's 2-bedroom, and it's got a really big open living room. I saw when the door was open, and there's 2 more units upstairs. So I think the person who rents these out has, they own the whole thing, all 6 rooms, and they're all just Airbnb. All right, so this is kind of the walking street area. Inside is like this little park, Parquilleras, and that's where a lot of the entertainment goes on. A couple of clubs, discos, bars in this area as well. Right now it's what, 8:30, so it's not popping off just yet. So it's a good opportunity to record because this place gets crazy. So similar to like a walking street if you've been to Patia, but just not as big, not as many venues, and not as wide, I guess you could say, or long. So there's a disco there. This is one here, smaller one. And then this is the what do I call that? Parquilleras.
So it is quite the mix and lively location depending on what you're looking for. And like I was telling somebody in my group, they have literally everything in one location. So you have casinos, you have weed bars, hookah bars, strip clubs. What's the other one? Yeah, I think casinos already. And then of course, legalized prostitution. So whatever your, drop my phone on that one, whatever your carnal sin is, or whatever your pleasure, you can probably find it here. So it's like combining, you know, your Las Vegas and Amsterdam and Bangkok all into one location, just not as big, I would say. But fairly nice from what I can tell so far. All right.